Hi again, everyone. Scott Pyre, pop cult fan here, about to review Conjuring 2. Before I do that, I would like to mention that I have not yet had the chance to decorate my wall back there. I will eventually. I will get to it. But here I'm going to review Conjuring 2. I saw it earlier today, and I'm reviewing it right now, so let's get right down to it. Now, this is an entertaining, haunting movie. Weren't really any dull moments, and when there were dull moments, they were necessary to develop some of the characters. And I really liked this one scene that we sort of saw in one of the trailers, where Lorraine is talking to the daughter Janet, and there's this nice little moment between these two characters, and that is sort of like a character development scene for both characters, and I really liked that scene. And I don't want to spoil it, but it was a nice scene that they both had, and both actresses, the actress that plays Janet, the daughter, she carries this movie really well. She does a really good job portraying this girl who feels traumatized about everything that's going on. And Vera Farmiga is just a really good actress, and she is really good at playing Lorraine. And we see her, she's going through this problem with Ed, where she's seeing these visions and just like being traumatized about the Amityville thing, and also being traumatized about this vision that she has. I don't want to spoil it too much, but this vision she has, and it bothers her throughout the film. But I mean, they work through it, and Lorraine work through it, and they take a leap of faith. And that's something else about this movie that I really like about this movie, because it teaches a life lesson in this movie. It's not just a horror film, it teaches some life lessons, like taking a leap of faith when there's something that's misunderstood, when there's something that's just hard to believe. That's sort of a theme throughout this film, and because the story that this movie is based on, it's based on this case that Ed and Lorraine investigated in reality here. In reality, Ed and Lorraine investigated this case where in Enfield, London, there's this family where these two daughters are experiencing paranormal activity in their house, and that's what the case is. That happened a long time ago, back in the 70s. Back in Enfield, London, there's this house, there's this family that's sort of going through these paranormal activities, but there's just like other investigators investigating this case that don't believe that, and that's what that case is all about, just like misunderstanding what is going on with these two girls in this family, and they don't believe that there is any paranormal activity going on. And that's where that story of that actual case is an inspiration for the story in this film. I mean, it's not too much related, but it is a little bit. They do touch upon that theme a little bit in this movie, and it's spread a little bit throughout the film, and I like that. And just the way this movie is directed, the way the camera angles are just placed, and just down this creepy hallway, and just the camera angles are really good in this movie. The director James Wan does an amazing job with this movie. There are a lot of entertaining moments in this film where it's just like tension and build up and suspense, and I really like that. And just the actors do a really good job carrying this film. Vera Farmiga especially, and the actress that plays Janet, the daughter. And another thing about this movie is that it also brings back a lot of other, a lot of elements from other horror films that we've seen before, but it works really well for this film, and you can really see how this evil or demonic force is affecting this little girl, Janet. And it's really interesting to see, because it's a lot like The Exorcist. I don't want to get into that too much, but I mean, throughout the film, the girl Janet is possessed by the demonic spirit, and just that voice that sounds a lot like what we've seen in The Exorcist, and it just reminded me that it didn't bother me though. It worked really well, and I really liked the just all everything about this movie was really good, and I liked it more than the first film, to be honest. So, yeah, this is a really good movie, and that's pretty much all I have to say for this movie. It's entertaining. It's a really good haunting movie, and there is some like backstory to like the spirit, but like it's different because there's this one spirit that is sort of haunting the house, but there's this demonic spirit that's been terrorizing Lorraine ever since the Amityville case. But I don't want to go into that too much because I've already said too much. I've already said too much. All right, I need to end this review. Um, because there's like two different entities in this movie. I'm not gonna say what they are exactly, but if you guys have seen the trailer, you'll know what I'm talking about. The nun is in this movie. The nun spirit. Just wait. Just go see the movie. If you're watching this and you haven't seen it yet, just stop watching and go see it. So that's everything I want to say about this movie. But one more thing I would like to say about this movie is how they sort of put the Amityville story into this movie. The Amityville horror, which is something we've seen in like 11 different Amityville movies. There's an entire film series dedicated to the original Amityville case, and they sort of touch upon that a little bit in this film. And it's told like from Lorraine's perspective because she has this vision where she's going through the Amityville house and she's seeing how the family was murdered from her perspective, and that was an interesting scene, and it was pretty cool. It led into like the demonic spirit that sort of follows her from that all the way to the Enfield house, and how that just plays throughout the film, and how that just connects to the entire story. And I really liked how that connected to the entire story. It was really good. And another thing I really liked about this movie is the music. Like some of the music in this movie is really good. Just like the opening song for this movie is London Calling by The Clash. It's a good song. I like it. And also, there's another scene in this movie where Ed Warren is playing the guitar and he's playing an Elvis Presley song. What's it called again? Can't Help Falling in Love with You. That's what it's called. I Can't Help Falling in Love with You. If you've heard that song before, it might sound familiar to you. I really like the music choices in this movie, and the soundtrack too is really creepy, and it's just a really, really nice to listen to. And yeah, that's my review on Conjuring 2. Out of 5 appliers, I rate it 4.5 out of 5. That's a little bit higher than my first within the first movie, because I rated the first movie 4 out of 5, and I rated this one 4.5 out of 5. I really liked this movie, and I hope you guys too. It's a really good movie. It's a really good haunting movie, one of the best I've seen in years, aside from the first film, and it's just a really, really good movie. I know I keep saying that, but it's true. Go see it. Go see it. All right. An A. I rated this movie an A. I graded an A. Alright, I need to stop talking. Alright, bye guys. I'll see you on Friday. Bye.